Enough. Let's go to Friday night. We got the Eagles and the Packers. Hey, Graziano, does Jalen Hurts need a big game to silence the critics?
I think so. The way the season ended for the Eagles last year was complete disaster. And obviously, I think, you have an extra couple days between weeks 1 and week 2 in the toughest sports fan town in the entire country. It'd be a rough couple days for Jalen Hurts if they look bad on Friday night.
Not to mention the 11-hour flight back.
That's not fun.
From Sao Paulo won't be fun. Okay, Jeff.
Okay, so these are kind of rapid fire here. Listen, does Jalen Hurts need a big game versus the Packers to silence critics? No. Because I don't think there's any silencing of the critics this season for Jalen Hurts. It's just not. They want to criticize him. They want to bring him down. The only thing that silenced the critics for Jalen Hurts is to win a Super Bowl at this point. Because he's already been to a Super Bowl. Once you've already been to a Super Bowl or even won a Super Bowl, anything short of that is seen as a failure. It just is. No one's going to clap their hands for Joe Burrow to get back to an AFC Championship game. They're just not. If Joe Burrow made it back to a Super Bowl and lost, they're not going to say, well, I was just great for him. It's just not the way it works. Now, it's not the way how I personally try to operate. I don't try to just judge people based off of whether they win a Super Bowl or not. And like I keep saying also, like, we reached the point now where it's like you got to win 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls to be considered good. Anything short of that, if you just win 1 Super Bowl, it's like, you're not good enough. So that's not the way how I operate. So I'm speaking now based on what my observation is of the media and fans. So no, I do not think critics, because if they make it if they play great and Jalen Hurts plays great, but they come up short in the playoffs, they blame Jalen Hurts. If they lose in the NFC Championship game, they blame Jalen Hurts. They blame Jalen Hurts for not winning the Super Bowl in 22, even though he had a literal, historic, all-time great performance for a quarterback. Record-breaking or record-tying. And yet, they blame him. So no, there is no silencing of the critics for Jalen Hurts this year, especially in week 1. The only way he silences critics is if he wins a Super Bowl, because he has already been to a Super Bowl and he didn't win. So that is now the expectations. You've shown everyone what's possible. You are a Super Bowl reaching quarterback, and a quarterback who can play great in the Super Bowl. You've shown that. You've shown so far that is technically, you've shown that's what's possible. Once you see what's possible, those become the expectations. So yeah, there's no silencing of the critics in a big game versus the Packers. It'll be explained away. If he plays great against the Packers, we'll say, well, see, the Packers were never really that good. And if he plays bad, or if he just doesn't play as great, or if he plays good but the Packers still win, they'll use it as both the way to say the Eagles are not that good and the Packers are a great team, depending on who's talking. So either way, it ends up kind of being I don't see it being a big win for the Eagles necessarily. Also, this is a tough situation. They're playing in Brazil, and it's crazy. It's violent there. The players are being told that they can't go anywhere. I reject this move for the NFL big time. Darius Slay was like, why are you sending us to this like super dangerous? They can't even wear their team colors because of the threat of issues. I think it's absurd personally, especially week 1. Doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. But hey, that's what they're doing. I think it should be a good game, a great game. Either way, these are 2 teams that I'm very high on and I'm really excited to see. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think Jalen Hurts needs a big game versus the Packers to silence the critics? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.